How's it going, guys, and welcome to episode 31 of our F1 2014 Career Mode livestream series. The series, we do Career Mode live on YouTube with no assists, Legend AI, no flashbacks, anything can happen in the series. This race is an interesting one because it is the famous Spa-Francorchamps, a track that I absolutely love on this game. But we had a bit of a bad qualifying. We made a couple of mistakes, which has put us in a dismal 13th place on the grid, as one of the drivers got a penalty as I was 14th on the grid, so quite lucky to get in a position. But we're outside the top 10, which is a bit annoying, but luckily for us, Rosberg, our rival, is in second and Hamilton's on pole again, so we'll see how we go. But the setup you're seeing on the screen is what I'm going to be running for the race, and if you want to use it for your own career mode or your online experience, then I'll put a time frame in the description below for you guys to go back and check it out. But it's entirely up to you if you want to use that. It's up to you. So it is a two-stop strategy, and if I recall from when I was last here, I could try and push it to a one or definite two-stop with a change of two options and a prime stint. So we'll see how we go on this. So our target today, guys, for this episode is 150 likes, as this is a 50% race live for you guys. And I've put a new mod into this. It's the Sky Sports F1 OSD map texture thing. I don't know what it is, overlay, whatever you want to call it. It's fantastic. That will be in the description below as well, along with the other mods I'm using currently, the Williams Martini livery, the tyre mod, and the helmet, which I haven't put on again because I forgot because I'm a fool. But anyway, we're going to see how we do. It is gorgeous here in Spa, so we're going to see how we do from 13th on the grid. The lights are on. It's the Belgium Grand Prix. The lights are away, and off we go. And do we get a decent start off the line? We sort of do, but Grosjean gets a fantastic start in that Lotus, as we're going to go down the inside as... oh, a bit of contact there from Kvyat, I think, on Kimi Raikkonen. So we'll just take the opportunity now and get on with it, as we've got three wide going on here. Down the middle we go up to Eau Rouge. This is going to be scary going up here, but we get it done nicely as we take a bit of grass. But we're up to P5. Our rival in the championship is just ahead of us here, which is Nico Rosberg, so we've got to really push now and try and gain some ground on the pack, as the AI will be a bit slow as Ricciardo there. A bit of cold tyres there, we lose the back end, but we will hold on to 4th place from Nico Rosberg, who the AI are a bit slow through that section of corners on the first lap, but they calmed down a bit now. But the surprise at the minute is I think Sebastian Vettel is leading the race as he passed Lewis down the straight there, so a bit of a surprise there. But just outside the podium positions, which we sadly lost the streak last time out in Hungary. We got 4th, so to be fair, 10 of the 11 races we've done we've been on the podium, and the other one was a 4th place, so nothing. That's pretty good really for us, and we're second in the championship, so we can take a lot from that in this race. So it's a 22 lap race this evening, and my main goal is to try and keep Rosberg behind because he is our main rival in the championship. But Lewis Hamilton he's in there with a sniff, and so are these other two drivers of Ricciardo and Vettel. If they get some wins on the board or gain points over me and Rosberg, then we could have a 5-way scrap for the championship, which would be quite exciting. But still got a load of races to go though, so we'll see how we go. As we go just into the hairpin there, out of turn 1, go on the gas quickly. We've gone for 3-1 wings just to help us in the middle sector, but we should be fine in the first sector and the last. As Ricciardo's had a bit of a moment there going up Eau Rouge, he had a bad exit. As we're going to go down the inside of Ricciardo up to 3rd place, we go. As we're now going to be hunting, as Lewis Hamilton now is back in the lead of the race, passing Sebastian Vettel, but Vettel's come back at him, and these two squabbling will help us gain a bit of momentum now and try and catch up and take the lead of the race hopefully. But we're into the podium position, so it's a good start for us. We just go a bit wide out of the corner of no name. Maybe broke a bit too late there, but Ricciardo's right back on us again after making that mistake up Eau Rouge. So I'm thinking in terms of strategy to try and do an prime option stint like I've done previously in the 100% race around here in the Red Bull, and also when I first played this game when I got the full version of F1 2014 from Codemasters to try out, and I did a two-stop there with an option stint, so 2 options and a prime. So I'm going to try and attempt that this evening. Just going to be very careful on the tyre wear because the rears can burn up quite a bit out of these slow corners. So that's why approaching slow corners I'm in lean, as the DRS is now enabled. So we won't be getting it though because we're just outside the second gap, but we're going to be swamped by Daniel Ricciardo, who's half a second behind, as we set the fastest lap of the race. So that's a good start for us. 53.3, but we can gain a bit hopefully. So that's my qualify. I think I beat my qualifying time already. So, because we had a dismal qualifying session before this, as Vettel and Hamilton are going back at it again, which will help us hopefully gain some ground as we get a bit of wheel spin coming through that corner. But we're pulling away now from Daniel Ricciardo and Rosberg, and I think Kimi Raikkonen's in that battle as well. Get that corner absolutely right there, so try and catch up now to the reason why I want to go into an prime option strategy is it's quicker, but you've got to manage your tyres, and with this tyre wear mod it's going to be a bit difficult, but we're still going to attempt this strategy. We just got to get to at least lap 16, 17 to make this work once we go on to the primes after this first stint, but we'll see how we go. Obviously Rosberg in the Mercedes is all over the back so of us, because he's in a Mercedes, and Mercedes are quite quick, so it's going to be very difficult to try and hold on to Nico, as there are a lot of straights and the Mercedes car is the quickest in a straight line, but we never give up. So Rosberg's picking in 2 laps as Hamilton does a stonking lap, a 52 flat, with the aid of DRS down the Kemmel straight. So that's probably why we've not had the DRS yet. But it was nice to get the fastest lap of the race, as we're going to try and hold on now to this 3rd position from Rosberg. As here he comes, but he hasn't got the straight line speed, it seems. So that's a surprise. Oh, a bit of a front right lock up there. Just gone a bit wide again. So you can see the tyres at the minute, they seem okay for 4 laps, so maybe the 1 stop, maybe possibly. Don't want to count my chickens yet, but a 1-stop strategy could work around here. So we'll see how we go on this option stint. We've got to be careful of the tyres as well. We don't want to be too aggressive on them, so we just go a bit wide out of that corner. So the Williams is lacking a bit of downforce, it seems, around here with the 3-1. So maybe next time we come here we can increase it a bit. So we're pulling away actually from Ricciardo and co. Vettel and Hamilton are still squabbling. This would be good for Vettel in the standings because he's just behind Hamilton. I think he's 6 points behind Hamilton is Vettel. So if he wins here, Vettel will jump in and go up to 3rd place in the standings. So it'll be a bit closer than expected. As I think that's a Force India there I've just spotted in the mirrors. So once again the Force Indias are quick in career mode in the races, but they fall off in the middle stages, so a bit annoying. But here comes Rosberg again. So will he get the aid of DRS? I think he is, because he's gaining quite a bit now. Here he comes, even with 3-1 wings. Bit of oversteer again, but the tyres again, as I'm just quickly mentioning, they seem fine, but we're supposed to pit on lap 6, so may stay out. Just need to try and keep the gap around about 4 to 5 seconds when they pit, just to be sure. But the AI are very quick through Pouon, probably one of my favourite corners in F1. Along with Eau Rouge, and Vettel and Hamilton are squabbling. I think Vettel's made a mistake. I've just watched there, so Hamilton regains the lead. Obviously means we're going to lose some points to him in the standings. We've had a bit of a bad exit out of that corner, so Rosberg is all over the back of us. This could be his chance to take the position as we're coming up to Blanchimont corner. But he backs out of it, lifts off because there's no way he can pass. The AI would not even think of passing through Blanchimont on this game. As we come into the final corner of the bus stop chicane. Famous, obviously. So 5.1. So I think the one stop is possible looking at those tyres, so just got a bit of marble though on the tyres, so we're going to lose a bit of front end grip. Not what I wanted, especially going up Eau Rouge, but Rosberg is a bit closer this time, so possibly may lose a position here, maybe not, depends. But here he comes again as the flap is finally revealed. Here he comes down the inside, but we'll back out of it again, which is a bit annoying if I'm honest with the AI around here. As Hamilton got passed by Vettel again, so those two are having a nice little battle, it seems. As we gain a bit of time through there, as Rosberg makes a mistake through Pouon, forcing him a bit wide with the dirty air. So 5.7, so we've gained a bit on Rosberg and we gained a bit on Hamilton, who is obviously still squabbling with Sebastian, so I think one of them will pit this time by. I could be wrong. Well, we're gonna stay out as always and attempt the one-stop strategy now. I think the primes will be fine around here, so gives me a bit of confidence to stay on the primes. But I'll be hunted down by Coas. Hamilton and Vettel pit from first and second place, so we will lead. So you can see we're actually matching the pace, 53s. So I'll take this. As Massa will be coming in as well, so he knew that we weren't going to be going, so the engineers made the right decision to pit him. The front left's starting to go off a bit, but it's fine at the minute. Just need to get this to around about lap 10 is my aim. Lap 9, 10, and then I think the one stop is on. The tyres are starting to go off a bit now as they go a bit orange, but seem fine at the minute. Just gone a bit wide through Pouon there, as Rosberg's coming down the inside of us now, trying to take the place, but he backs out of it again, which is a bit annoying, really, if I'm honest. But I think we're losing time, so I'm just questioning now, is the one-stop going to work, because we are struggling now on these tyres. But Rosberg is all over the back of us, so it's going to be interesting to see what will happen. As we're going to try and hold off here from Nico Rosberg. And we're going to pit, actually. I think now is the time to pit. Don't hit that wall. we got to follow the strategy of the leaders, if I'm honest. So Ricciardo will pit, myself will pit, Raikkonen I think's pitting onto the primes. We're going to put on the prime tyres. We're going for a prime option stint as Rosberg's come out of his box, so this is going to be quite close. As we just get ahead of Co, so we're second. So what's happened to Vettel? Where is Vettel on the map? So up to second place, so I don't know what the hell has happened to Sebastian. So we will gain a position from the pit lane. Maybe Vettel got held in the pits, maybe? Is that Vettel there, I wonder? So we're going to be now. So we've got 7 seconds. So we've not really lost that much time in the pit stop phase. Only about a second, which I was quite surprised to see, so. Going to try and get this one to around about lap 17. Lap 15, 16 possibly. So we know the options can last. It'll all depend now on these tyres if they can last really 15 laps on the primes. So we'll be interested to see if we can do that as we get a massive tank of oversteer out of that corner. Still got Nico Rosberg in our wits. As that is indeed Vettel, I think. So Vettel was the big loser really from that. From the lead, he's dropped down to 4th place, I think that is. As Hamilton will be now storming away from ourselves and Rosberg. No, it's a Force India actually, so massive surprise there. As Hamilton now sits at 51.4, so we've got to get a move on. Obviously that Mercedes is a bit too OP for us, but still not going to give up yet. I'll take a podium, but my main priority is to hold off Nico Rosberg. That's obviously me and him are the main contenders for the championship at the minute. So we're going to keep it in 7th gear. There's no real point going to 8. So I'm just trying my best to just get the grip from this car, but it's not working for us. Just a bit of a twitch there on the wheel, but we get away with it nicely. Just took a bit of curb there, which will hinder some exit speed. But the Force India is now all over the back of Rosberg, so this will play nicely as we had a bit of a bad exit through that corner. Rosberg is now side by nearly. Oh, bit of contact there from myself and Nico. I don't know who that Force India is. Well, it's obviously 2 drivers. It could be Hulkenberg or Perez, but I'm going to probably take a guess it's Hulkenberg, because Hulkenberg has been very consistent in the series in terms of pace, and it is indeed Nico Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg may get a surprise podium here. Still in the 53s. Not really what I wanted to see, but. And if you guys are wondering about the mods I'm running, the following are: we've got the tyre wear mod, we've got the Williams Martini livery skin for the car itself. I will be probably putting in like for the garage and the mechanics and stuff, just to make it a bit more realistic. We also have the tyre wear mod for graphics, to make you can see the tread marks and all that. When the tyres get locked up, you see some wear on the tyre. We have the Sky Sports F1 OSD, which you can see from the positions on the top left of your screen and the best lap on the top right of your screens. That's been in, and I've also put in a mod where the lights don't come on your screens, like the little pictures that come on when the 5 lights come on. So just to bring it a bit more back to the F1 2010 days, which was quite cool at the time. Also, I've got a AI mistake mod, which you have seen quite a bit. Obviously, Ricardo making a mistake at Eau Rouge, Rosberg making a mistake at Pouon, so that's another mod I've put into the series, and I will be putting in the realistic damage mod very soon, and I'll be putting even more mods in to make it even more realistic for Season 3, which I can confirm there is going to be a Season 3, but the concept is going to be something that I've been trying to do for quite a bit. I just hope we can make it successful. Fingers crossed. You have a bit of a lock up there, a bit of oversteer on there to correct it. So, as you can see now, we're doing a bit of part of the bus now, as Hamilton's pulling away massively now on us. So we are struggling on the prime tyres, so maybe we should have started on the primes, maybe. As now Rosberg is now saving his fuel, as I think that's Kimi Raikkonen now in this battle now for really 3rd place, as we are now starting to pull away a bit now. So we just missed the apex of the corner there, of the chicane. Well, not chicane, the left-right, but you know what I mean. As we now enter the half distance of the race, of this 50%er, the 25% through the race now. Just gone a bit wide. Pouon was alright, but we're now out of the optimal fuel area, so that's always a good sign. We can start to burn some fuel. Start burning some fuel a bit as we just go a bit wide through that corner. Lots of oversteer. Trying to correct the car. Got to go up to Rich now to try and fend off from Nico Rosberg. With me parking the bus, Hulkenberg and Alonso or Raikkonen will be coming up to behind this train, which is quite good really. I've had some good battles around here. Last season was obviously the epic battle with myself and Alonso, and then my teammate Sebastian Vettel. If you haven't checked that out, guys, I'll put in the description the link to the last time we were here, which was really good. It was probably one of my best races to watch. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. You can check in the playlist. I'll put that playlist as well in the description as well. I forgot to say that at the start of the video, so I do apologise again on there. So I'm pleased with the pace. I'm not really, the Williams is not that great round here. Obviously, as much, but it is a nice car to drive, and I've always said that from day one. Just the Mercedes are too quick around here to strike a challenge to them. Well, to one of the cars actually. The other one I'm doing pretty well to defend from him. He's got even more problems as we go wide through that corner of no name. Massa there, you can see on the mini-map, is, don't know where he is. I think he's in P10 or just in the points, so not really good for the constructors, if I'm honest. With me in 2nd and Massa probably in 9th, and I think Ricardo's down in 5th place, or Vettel. So we could actually, I'd take that back, we could really gain some points, but not much to my liking. So 17 seconds already, so Hamilton is off, he's gone into the distance, which is a bit annoying, but what can I do? As our front left's getting our rear left's getting cold, which is something that I would not say, so up to Rich again down the straight. So we're being joined by a Red Bull, it seems. So we're still doing 53, so I will say we are consistently in the 53s, so I can take that. in a way, so yeah, definitely I think the one stop wasn't going to work, if I'm honest, with this tyre wear mod. If I didn't have the tyre wear mod on, then I think I could have, but obviously we want to make it harder for myself, as I think now a Ferrari is about to pass Nico Hulkenberg for 4th place. Just go a bit wide there, so I think we need to work on a bit of the downforce, because this is a setup that I run online, so maybe the Williams needs a bit more downforce on the car to help, especially through these corners. So obviously Monza's next time, which will be in a couple of days' time. Obviously Monza is full of straights, so we won't need a lot of downforce, if I'm honest, but a lot of low downforce. So we're going to be working on that, as we get a bit of a lock up there on the front right, which will push us a bit wide. So just go over the curb there, so I'm starting to slide around now. As you can see now, who is that? It's Alonso actually, so Alonso is now on the pounce, as Rosberg will have a bit of a sniff, but we'll back out of it. Alonso's trying to go down the inside there. Very close between us now. We forget it's the Lewis Hamilton show tonight. As Hamilton lost 3 seconds, so I think Hamilton's pitted, and he will come out just ahead of us actually. So Hamilton had a pit stop lead over us, which is ridiculous. So Hamilton's on the prime tyres, I see, if he's pitted that early, so we will be doing the option stint now, as I think both Hamilton and Rosberg will go onto the primes. So if I can get this to 15, 16, which looks like it's most likely, then we will be doing the prime option strategy, which hopefully will secure a 2nd place. I don't see us winning the race if Hamilton had a pit stop lead over us, so all the Hamilton fans in the comments will be very happy. As P1 take that nicely through there. Or Hamilton might have been on the option tyres again, I could be wrong, so as there is a bit of a gap between the primes and the options around here, so we're going to be staying out for another lap. Just get the option tyres ready for us. We won't do a mistake of Malaysia first season, accidentally putting on to intermediate, well, putting on to wets. Oh, bit of a lock up. Intermediate instead of wets, so we are struggling now out of these corners, but just a bit of pressure from Nico is mainly the reason why I'm struggling, because I need to hold him off for as long as possible. As Rosberg's coming at us again down the Camel Straight. Is he going to get the move done this time? As we're going to pull to the right to give him the room if he wants to pass us around the outside. As he's now side by side with us, we've got to give him the room on the inside through the chicane, but we will keep it round the outside as Rosberg slowed down. So need to find a mod where the AI can be a bit aggressive in the corners. So if anyone knows of a mod that does that, let me know in the comments of the stream, or the comments of the video, because I would love to get a bit more fighting. I want to get more, into battles with the AI a bit more. They just pass you on the straight and not through the corners. So I would really appreciate if someone could post me a link maybe to a mod, if there is one, to help us, for the AI to be a bit more aggressive is the word I'm looking for. So would be nice. A bit of oversteer there as the primes are getting a bit cooked now. As we've gone wide again. This will give a chance for Rosberg and co. Vettel actually. Who was leading the race at one point, if I must recall. So all the championship contenders are in the top 4. So as you can see, the front right looks a bit badly worn from obviously locking up there. So we need to be very careful this time. As I think Rosberg's pitting, the R&D pitting, both of them. Both Rosberg and Vettel are pitting, and Hamilton's pulled away to 7 seconds. We're going to be paying this time by, as they are both pitting on the option tyres, it seems. So we've got to get a decent outlap or in-lap, and hopefully they get held up in the pits or get held up by slower cars. So we'll see how he goes coming down the camel straight again. Drop it down to lean. I think it's around about 15 seconds is norm, or 14, 15 seconds is around the gap for a pit stop round here. So it's going to be extremely close with Fernando Alonso as we are struggling on these tyres. So we may lose out here, but I think Alonso is on the prime. So we could, if we do lose out, then we can just push on the option tyres, and obviously Vettel and Rosberg will be on those tyres as well. So it will be difficult to. Their tyres will be up to temperature more than mine, so what we're about to find out though. As we're going to come up to Blanchimont now, as we're going to be going into the pit lane. As we just took a bit of grass there, so doing a bit of chem block rally there. As we're going to come, oh, a bit of a lock up there, a bit of oversteer as well, but we get it fine as we're going to come into the pit lane. Onto the option tyres for the final time, our last pit stop. So we'll see how we go as we're going to make our stop now. I think we'll lose out to Alonso, but maybe hold on to a podium, but we'll see as Alonso now goes through up to 3rd place, as here comes the pack of cars, and I think we're going to lose out. We may lose out to a shed load of positions. We're about to find out. There's Hulkenberg, and we've just lost out to Vettel, Rosberg as well, so we're down to 6th place. Wow, so that's not worked out well, but we're going to get DRS, I think, from Sebastian. So we can use that speed of the Williams, but look at this, they're all slowing down up ahead. We're going to make it 4 wide down the straight, and we've gained back up to 3rd. What a move that was. That was, I've never seen 4 wide up Camel Straight, so I know what my thumbnail is going to be tonight for this. But luckily now we're away from that pack of cars, but that is ridiculous. I don't know what happened there. I think Rosberg checked up because he was going to hit Vettel. Oh, not Vettel, Hulkenberg, but that was ridiculous, that was. So we're in the podium positions again, but now we've got to push to catch to a Fernando Alonso, but we are on the options, and I think Fernando is on the prime tyres, so we're going to be now trying to get through. We have got fresh tyres to the end, because obviously these go off on round about lap 8 laps, so with 6 laps to go, or 5.5 laps to go, we should be fine. And you can see there, we've pulled to 4 seconds now, the gap is. As you can see, Hulkenberg's still fighting with Sebastian, as me and Rosberg have pulled away from that. So Alonso may be the joker in this race. Played the joker card, doing the early strategy, so it may work out for him, as our tyres will start to burn off, as Rosberg has the DRS down the pit straight. A bit of a lock up there, but seem to be fine with that. Maybe pushed out a bit wide. Up we go up the hill again. So 4.4 was the gap when we came across the line, as Rosberg's going to be following us. Looks like he could get moved on, but brakes early again. So 3.2, we've gained 1.2 seconds on Alonso, as Hamilton there just about comes up towards Pouon. We've gone wide, which he didn't want to do. Lose a bit of front end grip, especially on the front left. Need to stay on the racing line to get rid of that gravel. And Rosberg's thinking of a move down the inside up to Pouon. This will be an interesting move if he gets that done, but we have to hold it around the outside, and which we do, but means Alonso can put a bit of a gap to us. Just hope we haven't lost that much time to Fernando. No, we lost a second, so back to around about 4.4 seconds. Well, it's 4.2, but still got about 4 laps to go, about when we cross the finish line in this Belgian Grand Prix. As Rosberg's got to be coming back at us again, but we'll get the DRS as we just see the Ferrari there of Fernando. As traffic will play a role. There's a couple of cars ahead of us, so it could be Hamilton, but it's probably not. As we're now into the 52s now, 52.9, but we've not had DRS for the... Well, we did have DRS down the straight to pass Rosberg, Vettel and Hulkenberg, so not really gained that much. As we go up Eau Rouge again, tyres are starting to go off a bit, as Rosberg's got a better run out of Eau Rouge, so this could be the chance for him to pass us. As he's coming down the inside, would he get the move done up to 3rd place? No, he doesn't. We gain a bit on Alonso as well. 3.1 now is the gap. Hopefully we don't make any mistakes on this lap now, so we can gain even a bit more time on the Ferrari. As Rosberg goes a bit wide, makes that mistake. As we're about to approach 3 laps to go in this race. Not long to go until the end of the race. As we've gone green now. This could be a 51 actually, potentially. We gained 3 tenths on Alonso, which is a bit disappointing if I'm honest, but we'll see how we do. I think for next time we come around here, if we're in the Williams again, high downforce is needed. Maybe 1 click on both the front and the rear. But we'll see how we go, as we're very close now to that Ferrari of Alonso. Would be nice if Alonso can, if we get past Alonso, he can hold Rosberg, just to gain a bit more in the points to Rosberg. As it stands at the minute, if my maths is correct, I think I'll just be behind Rosberg in the standings. I could be wrong, as I've made the mistake of not going up to Rich out of the hairpin corner, so Rosberg may take 3rd place from us. As it's now a drag race. That 3-1 wings is helping us a bit. Not much though, as Rosberg is slowly gaining on us, but we'll back out of it again for that corner. But now in front of us, we're 1.2 seconds behind Fernando. So we've got 2.5 laps to go now in this race. Just gone a bit, corrected that fine. So we get that nicely done up to Pouon now. Very tricky corner this one to get right, so you've got to get it absolutely bang on, hitting that crest of a apex there. As there's a downward crest through this right left-hander. Very difficult corner again to get right. Not to take too much of the curb because you will lose the back end. As this is very close, as we just get a bit of dirty air there from Alonso through the mid-corner, so you've got to be very careful of that front dirty air. But here comes Rosberg again, trying to get past us now, as we're going to nearly gave the door wide open to Rosberg to try and get it done as he lifts there. But Alonso seems to be struggling now on his primes, so we're going to just stay behind him at this point. So we're going to try and make the pounce up Eau Rouge. As this, for the first time, I think we're going to get DRS in both the first and second activation zone, so that's good. Just staying lean now because we're into the draft, so we should be fine to hold off Rosberg at this point. But Alonso is struggling. As you can see, he's struggling up Eau Rouge. Oh, bit of contact there. Looks like we're going to get another free wide here down the Camel Straight. We get it done there. We both get past Alonso, but Rosberg is near us nearly, but we hold the position off. But that was exciting racing there. Free wide up the Camel Straight, so fair play to myself and the two AI drivers there on there. But we have got some lap traffic now as Alonso has paid the price for trying to do an early pit on his second stint, so a bit sadly disappointed really with Alonso, because means Mercedes have got first and third, and they're going to gain a lot of points on us in the Constructors' Championship. But it's not over yet though. Still not over yet. We've still could be a Mercedes 1-2 here. Maybe Alonso may bounce back. As Rosberg's tyres, as we've gone very wide again out of that corner. Rosberg's tyres are about, I think, a lap 2 laps older than ours, so, or maybe a lap older. But Alonso now, look at him, he's getting that slipstream from Rosberg, but we're saving fuel. So we are definitely going to be safe now on the last lap, as Rosberg's going to try and go around the outside of us. But we're going to hold that inside line. And, oh, bit of oversteer over the curb, but Alonso's trying to go around the outside of. So, on to the final lap of the race. Hamilton's got half a second lead as we hit the final lap of this race. As we get a massive bit of a mistake down that corner, so we're going to go up to Rich now. We're going to stay in Rich for the last lap. Luckily for us, we've got back markers up ahead to try and hold off Rosberg and Alonso, but Alonso's had a moment. That's the joys of the AI mistake mod. As here comes Rosberg now, down the inside he goes. Is he going to get the move done? He's ahead of us. But we will try and hook it round the outside. We do, holding on to that second place as we've got, I think that's Ericsson in front of us. Could be wrong, could be Kobayashi, who will let us through. It is indeed Kobayashi who's going to push us onto the outside line. So, a bit naughty from Kobayashi, but next up we've got a Marussia. Don't know who this is, but he's letting us through very early. And it is Jules Bianchi, hashtag Forza Jules. As always, Forza with you, Jules. Hope you get well soon. But that has helped us. Look at the gap now as Alonso is all over the back of Rosberg again. As I think Jules pushed Rosberg off Pouon there, so that has helped us. As I think now Lewis Hamilton will probably be crossing the finish line any time now to take the win. 27 seconds is the gap, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Lewis Hamilton is the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix, which very deserves it. He's he's quick around here, as there is the gap. As we're going to come into the bus stop now for the final time, as we will, from 13th on the grid, pull off a podium finish, which I wasn't expecting to be second. But we'll take second place. We beat Rosberg. We gain points in the championship. That's how we do it. So nicely done there. As Massa got into the points, which is always good to see as well. So we gained a bit of points, but enough to hold on to Red Bull. We don't know yet. So the results then for the Belgian Grand Prix is Lewis Hamilton wins by 27.2 seconds and got the fastest lap as well. With me in second, with Rosberg in third. Alonso, with his risky strategy, comes home in fourth place. With Vettel fifth, his teammate Ricciardo's in sixth. With Hulkenberg, he was fourth at one point, down in seventh place. With Raikkonen in eighth, Jensen Button in ninth, and Massa completing the top 10. With Max Chilton, Moneybags Chilton, the only man to retire from the race. So, a bit disappointing for Chilton, Moneybags. So, hopefully he can pick himself up for Monza. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So what does that mean for the championship? We're now 1 point behind Nico Rosberg going into Monza, the final European race of the season, with Lewis Hamilton now 49 points. So he is creeping up a bit. He's catching us up slowly at a pace, and maybe he could win a back-to-back championship. So it will be intriguing to see. Ricciardo is beating Vettel, as we did, so hopefully Ricciardo does the same feat again. He's 10 points clear of his teammate, with Alonso in 6th place, ahead of his teammate Kimi Raikkonen by a massive 48 points, with our teammate down in 8th. Magnussen is in 9th, just holding on to Nico Hulkenberg, 7 points ahead of him. With the constructors, we're now behind Red Bull again, as we're now 7 points behind the Red Bull guys, and we're now into 3 figures now behind Mercedes. We're 112 points behind, so it is going to be a massive feat now to try and catch up to the Mercedes pack in the last few races, but that will depend on our teammate picking up some points as well. But we'll see how we go, as still Toro Rosso, Lotus, Sauber, Caterham and Marussia have not scored this season, so that's a bit disappointing to see. So let's see how we go for the remaining races of the season. As I've said, next round is the Italian Grand Prix, our last European race of the season. It is going to be a draft fest, and maybe, just maybe, with the Williams, with the straight line, we may have a chance of holding on to the Mercedes during the race, so we'll see how that goes on there. But until then, guys, thanks for watching this, and as always, hit that like button. Let's go for 150 likes for this episode of Career Mode. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in Monza for the last European race. Until then, have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Until then, take care, guys. See you later.